Hey everyone. Hi, happy Friday. Happy lunchtime. Um, so I've been thinking about this whole card thing that I started last week. There was such a wonderful response to that, and it seems like it was a medicine that a lot of people needed, which is something that I've witnessed in private sessions, but it's cool to see that that kind of healing can be spread community-wide as well. So um, I have a deck with me. This is Lucy Cavendish's Wild Wisdom of the Fairies. This was actually my very first deck that I bought myself. It's tradition with Tarot and Oracle to have your first deck gifted to you. And my dad actually, I'm so so grateful to my dad. He likes to say that he went through a witch phase for like a week in his 20s. So when I was 13, he gifted me the two decks that he had been holding on to for that last few decades, which is kind of crazy. So those were my first decks, and I'm sure you'll see those at some point as we continue to do these card readings. But I'm wanting to do these weekly now, and what I'm thinking is it makes more sense to draw a card of the week at the beginning of the week, right? So I'm thinking I will draw the card on Monday, and the card will be revealed on Facebook and on Instagram. If you're not following me on either, you can check out @Doorway to Self. So if you're on one platform or the other, if you're watching this on YouTube later on, you can check those out and follow me there. And all of these live videos will also be reposted to YouTube later on as well. So if you're not subscribed to me on there or following me on there, please do, because if you subscribe to YouTube, to the YouTube channel, I will actually be able to get a unique URL. Hey Chelsea, thanks for popping on. And so you'll be able to find me a lot easier. So if you're looking for the YouTube videos, I will repost them on the Facebook page directly after I upload them. So today's card. Oh yeah, so I was saying, so I'll pick the card from now on. I'll pick the card on Mondays, and I'll upload the picture and do like a little blurb about what I feel it means and what I feel the energy of it is. And then on Fridays, I will go live at lunchtime, just like this, when I can. Next Friday, I probably will not be able to because I'll be in Dearborn at Convocation, and all of you should come because it's an amazing event, and it's only $85 for the entire weekend. It's like 4 days of workshops and rituals and dancing and drum circles and art shows and like just incredibleness. And I'm super excited to be teaching there for the very first time after attending as this guest and participant and spectator for the last 4 years. So it's gonna be good fun. I can't handle myself. I'm just like sitting here shuffling along. So yeah, so this week I'll do the card pull and the video at the same time, but you can expect that on Monday of this coming week, I will be posting the card for that week, and you won't get a video on that one because I'll be at con, but the following week I'll do the card pull on Monday and the video on Friday. So a little bit more regularity for you guys. Okay. Cool. So this is what I pulled. When I pull cards, I do it a variety of ways. There are times when, oh, hey Kim, thanks for joining. There are times when I will actually physically like shuffle them and spread them all out, and I'll like put my hand over it. There are times when I'll do what I just did, where I just, you know, randomly open it up and that's the card. There are times when I'll just pull right off the top of the deck. I think it's funny that I just pulled a couple, and this one's about relationship work. So it's kind of, these cards are awesome. They just like, they jump, I swear. They're amazing. So, yeah, I love these. I've had these forever. They're my babies. Okay, so we pulled Gossamer Princess today, and I will probably show you all of my decks over the course of this, kind of weekly thing. But this one says Gossamer Princess, communication and relationship work to be done. So Valentine's Day was on Wednesday. Lots of people celebrating that. Also lots of relationship issues coming out of that. You know, I feel like a lot of people have specific expectations for what's supposed to occur on like this holiday of love type thing. Firstly, what I want to say about that is, guys, why do we need a day? Like, why do we need a special day to like express our love to one another? Like, it honestly should just be every day. Like, whenever you're feeling that love, just give it. Like, why do we need a special day for, you know, chocolate and flowers and, you know, I don't know. To me, it personally seems very contrived. It's like, why can't you go to your significant other at, you know, 4 o'clock on a Saturday in September and give them a batch of roses? Like, you know, or not even your significant other. It could be like your mom or your child or your mentor or something, you know. I think every day should be a day of appreciation. And so I'm really gathering that that's really what this card is mainly about, is just appreciation and gratitude. And, you know, normally when I pull this card, it feels like really deep communication work and really like diving into like the nuances of a friendship or a romance or whatever it is. But really, this time I'm just getting that we just need to show people we care, and just communicating that in the smallest of ways, you know, just not even necessarily through gifts that cost money or anything, but you know, maybe just looking at someone and putting your hands on their shoulders so that they're looking you straight in the eye and saying, obviously with their consent, and just saying, I love you. Thank you for being in my life. I love you. I'm grateful for you. And I think that communication needs to happen right now. I feel like a lot of people are like super busy and scurrying around, and there's all this stuff going on, and there's not too much time for anything else. And so just taking that moment and taking that step back to really appreciate other people and to appreciate yourself as well, to maybe look in the mirror and say, oh, hey you know. So yeah, that's really what I think this card is about. And especially with kind of what the theme of this new moon that happened yesterday in Aquarius, I really feel like, you know, air sign is very much about communication. When we're using our voice, we're using our breath, and we're using that sound vibration. It's all air element connected. So yeah, just speak up, use your voice, say hi to people you haven't said hi to in a really long time. I know the past, and we talked about this the other day, I know the past has been coming up supremely for people. I personally contacted my best friend from like camp when I was 6 years old, and I hadn't talked to her in like 15 years. You know, so Um, it's just because we were friends for a long time after that. But um, yeah, I sent her a Facebook message the other day. I was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about you. How are you?" And she messaged me right back, and she was like, "That's so weird. I was thinking about you last week too." Um, and firstly, I want to show how that illustrates just like if you're thinking about someone, they're probably thinking about you. This goes back to our talk about karmic relationships and etc. I know that a lot of people have been going lately through, oh my gosh, I can't stop thinking about this person. I wonder if they're thinking about me too. And maybe they're not thinking about you as much, but if you're thinking about them that much, you're probably picking up on their thoughts and they are probably thinking about you. And so I really think it's just about verbalizing. It's just about this open communication and saying, hey, you know, like, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in my life. I appreciate what you've had to give me. And if it is with karmic relationships, and if that is what you're working with, then taking the time with yourself to say, okay, I know this was SHIT, right? I like to stay away from cursing on here just because I work with kiddos too. But, you know, and I want my videos to be accessible to them as well. But, you know, I know that this is what that feels like. But what purpose does it have in helping me along my path? You know, I was talking the other day in my video about karmic justice and about how I was going to be seeing somebody who had dredged up a lot for me in my life a couple of years ago. I'm going to be seeing them very soon, and I know I did the same thing for them. And I spent years in turmoil after that, trying to figure out why our communication stopped, why everything happened the way that it did, regretting, trying to go back and change things and fix things. But you come to a point where you realize, I would not be here if it weren't for them acting in that way. I would not be there if it weren't for my emotionally and psychically and spiritually uneducated self being uneducated at that point in time. Because that is how you educate yourself, you know, is just by living and learning those lessons and working through things and having other people triggering you and triggering other people and really, really searching for your limits and your understanding of life and self and other and, you know, whatever it is, through your experiences. And so if that is the case and the communication you're doing is with someone who you have karmic patterns with, a karmic connection with, send them love too, you know? Even if you're still angry with them, even if you're still bitter about the situation, even if the situation's really recent, you know, and obviously with their permission, if you ask either verbally or psychically and you get that it's not okay for you to send energy to them, then don't. But you know, I really think that this verbalizing, if you are still in contact with them, or if it's okay for you to contact them and say, hey, thank you for all of the lessons that you gave me. Thank you for all of the ways that you helped to shape me into the human that I am today. Thank you for making me a better person. Thank you for helping me to see my shadows so that I could face them, so that I could wrestle with them, so that I could understand them and dive into them and really, really uncover the darknesses that make me uncomfortable with myself, that make me question who I am, that make me question my existence, you know, etc., etc., etc. Thank you for all of that. Because I wouldn't be here as me if it weren't for those things. You wouldn't be there as you if it weren't for those things. So there's our card for the week. Gossamer Princess, communication and relationship work to be done. Yeah. And it's a 12 too, which I love. You know, if you're looking at the numerology of it, it's a 12 card. 12 is, if you think about tarot, this is an oracle deck, but the 12 in the major arcana in tarot is the Hanged Man, right? So it's all about being able to, you know, if you flip the Hangman card upside down, Hangman is my favorite card in the deck, you guys. If you flip the Hangman card upside down, he can find a way to escape. And so Hanged Man is all about being able to shift your reality, being able to shift out of your thought patterns, being able to see things in a different way, in a different light than you were able to see them before. And 12 reduces to 3, which is the number of communication, of transition, of creativity, of birthing things, right? 3 in tarot is the number of the Empress. So it's that mothering, loving energy, that birthing, you know, and also when I made Karmic Justice, that's what I used. I used the Empress card for that exact reason. We need to mother ourselves through this stuff. We need to have compassion and nurturing energy towards ourselves. That includes you too, men. It's not just a woman thing. Women are not the only people who can be mothers to themselves. If you're a dude or you're a non-binary person, you can mother yourself too. We all have that capability. We all have the masculine and the feminine within each of us, no matter what body parts we own. So in this lifetime. And that's the thing too, is it comes through from other lifetimes too. Maybe you're a chick in this lifetime, you were a dude in a past life. Maybe you're gender non-binary in this lifetime, and that's because you've had an exact equal amount of past lives as both sexes, and you're like, shoot, I don't even know which one to be in this lifetime. I give up. I'm just going to be both. So yeah, that's I tangent, guys. I tangent. So I think I'm gonna end this now, before I ramble on about who knows what. But here is your card again. I will post a picture of this on Facebook and on Instagram today, just so that you have the picture as well. And you can meditate with it if you want. You can sit with it. You can journal about it. I love journaling about cards. Like, I love picking a card. I myself pick a personal card for myself every single week. And sometimes I will, like the last day of the week, if I feel up to it, I will write about it and see what comes up for me. Another great tool as well is your voice recorder. If you have a phone, you most likely have like the Voice Memos app that's already automatically downloaded on there. And if you click on that app, you can actually just like talk as though you're talking to someone. It's great because it's like it's like having a phone conversation, except nobody else is on the other end of the line, and you can just like talk and say your piece, and nobody's judging you, and nobody's giving you feedback or advice or judgment or energetically shifting the situation. It's literally you, and that's it. It's just you holding space for yourself and your phone holding space for you. I don't know, but I'll do that as well. I'll just go on a walk and open my voice memos and talk about the card and what's come up for me with that. So, yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for coming on and joining. And those of you who are here live, and for those of you who are watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Please subscribe. Please like, please comment. I would love to hear from any of you, live or YouTubers. What are your thoughts on this? What relationship work do you have to do this week? How is this card significant to you and to what's going on in your life right now? What came up for you? Like when you saw this picture, when this came up, what did the colors spark for you? What feelings did you get from this? What did the image, the butterflies, the number of butterflies, the way that her dress is draped? I mean, I don't know. What is significant for you about this? I would love to hear that. All right. That's about all. I hope you've had a wonderful, wonderful lunchtime chat. I know I have. And I look forward to seeing more of you guys on Fridays, other than this Friday, because I'll be at con. Ah! Hope to see some of you there as well. If you're interested, convocation.org, and I'll post the link here as well. All right. Much love to you. Have a beautiful week.